Okay, let's make sure everything's up and running. Okay, are we good? We're great. Everything's good. Sounds good. Everything's all right, right? Good. Good. Can we continue back? Whoops. Can we continue back to where we left off? Yeah, my internet just went out for a moment, and it came back. Just technical difficulties, but everything's working now. All right. But anyways, let's continue back to where we left off. Technically, this is part 2. So we're basically picking up where we left off. The Hermit Crawmad. That's where we were at right now. All right. So, Hermit Crawmad. Hermit Crawmad, Camarabarus rustica, the Crawmad family. Looking at the eyes and sickle-shaped legs, characteristic of squillas, one would think this is a squilla relative. In fact, come on out. Come on. No, don't run away. Yeah, I did read the burrow nits. I hope that gets into the stream because I haven't looked at it right away. I hope it does get into it. If not, I can always go back to it and read it again, just to be on the safe side. I'll read it back again, just to be on the safe side. Crawmad family. Looking at the eyes and sickle, one would think this is a squilla relative. In fact, it is a relative of the hermit crab. This species, however, has migrated from seaside life in a shell, and instead inhabits burrows in the ground. While its legs appear sickle-like, they are pincers that have evolved into a fin shape. The species feeds on small creatures that pass by its lair, dragging them inside to eat them. Yikes. Shuck from the shell, bake on high heat until crispy, then dip in a pot of melted milk chocolate? Lips smacking sweet. Louis, are you absolutely sure? Because this thing, it looks like it would taste terrible if you dipped it in. That's like taking a shrimp and dipping it in chocolate and eating it right then and there. I don't know if that's a thing you should do, Louis. I don't think that's the thing you should do. But anyway, let's go back to the burrow nit. There's nothing to say about the crawmad. They're just hermit crabs that adapted to tunneling. They seem to have a sweet flavor, so maybe the hormonal and muscular proportion. Maybe. They seem to have a sweet flavor, so maybe the hormonal and muscular proportion. I guess, but daggum, really? That's so interesting. Anyway, let's read the burrow nit one more time, just to clarify. It's got red eyes, I noticed. Cloaking burrow nit, Trilobitinus reclusivia, burrow nit family. The snake eye pattern on the beast's shell is one of the most distinctive features on the burrow nit family. The red pattern of the cloaking burrow nit and the spikes around its mantle make it easily identifiable while it's still making it a representative specimen of the burrow nit family. The shell on the cloaking burrow nit's back also provides a frame that fixes its muscular structure in place and appears to give the creature its powerful needle-launching attack. Now, here's my thing. If it does do that, the fructose-eating giant tick, this is probably why I hate this thing, because I hate ticks, bro. My poor dog, he had one on the other day, and I did not like it. Poor little... I hate picking a tick off on him. Ooh, I hate him so freaking much. I hate ticks. I'll never forget the first time I ever saw a huge tick that was fully full on my dog once, and I didn't notice it until a week later. Ugh, gross. Oh, the swooping snitch bug. Here we go. Here we go. Look at this guy. The swooping snitch bug. The Scarapanica Keep Serenus. Keep Serenus. The Scarapinid family. Interesting. The Scarapinids originally lived on the ground, sporting poorly developed vestigial wings. This species developed in large antennae that can be used as makeshift wings. The Scarapinids are attracted by the sight of large groups of Pikmin in cavalry formation and will swoop down to seize them. However, Scarapinids do not eat Pikmin, and they will drop any seized Pikmin after a short time. The reason for this behavior is unknown, but I look forward to future research in the area. Yeah, it's very weird that it does this. This one seems to be vegetarian. By the way, that suck. That's, yeah. Ugh. So it's vegetarian, interesting. Did not know it was vegetarian, that's interesting. There we go. That's what I was hoping to do. There we go. Got it. Okay, there we go. That's what I was hoping to see. Okay, the emoji thing was getting in my way. Alright, cool. Remove the wings, marinate a well-marbled steak for several hours in a chipotle marinade, then charbroil to perfection. Oh, good average way to eat it, I guess. But it's vegetarian, so wouldn't it, I guess, well, no. It's just it's a meaty thing, just in a vegetative, it's just been eating a bunch of vegetables, I guess. But it's vegetarian, like a cow, I guess. And its antennas. It uses its antennas to fly, dude. That's crazy. You would think it would have, like, probably a bad sense of direction or a bad sense of sensing anything. It's got to rely solely on its eyes at this point, because I'll tell you right now, those antennae are strictly used for flying. Ugh, the bumbling snitch bug. This annoying thing. Will it swoop down? Let's see. And just as I thought, it's not going to swoop down and swoop him. You know why? Let's read the bio. Bumbling snitch bug, Scarapanica dufania. To grow in the place he planted them. Yeah. This is a variety of a snitch bug. Its most interesting characteristic is that it likes to snatch leaders. Yet, yeah, it'll snatch Omar and Louis and the president. Yet, bearing wanton carelessness or incompetence, leaders are not easily captured. Any leader caught by this creature is clearly an idiot, which is why this creature is also known as the exposing snitch bug. There are several known varieties of snitch bugs, but research has stagnated despite it being such an interesting species. Did I skip one of the... Oh, hang on. Oh, I skipped one of the comments again? Hang on. The dry fruits to grow in the place he planted them. Wait, there's nothing to say about it. That's weird. Why didn't it... Was it about the bumbling snitch bug? Was it about the swooping snitch bug? Tell me again, because I don't see it in the comments. Let me know in the comments, because I'm interested in what that is. Remove the wings and discard the remainder of the beast. What? Remove the wings and discard the remainder of the beast. Enjoy the luxurious wafer-thin wings with fine water-dumple caviar? What? So what, you can only eat the wings? Everything else is inedible? Well, that's kind of lame, isn't it? Jeez. That's pretty lame, to be honest. You only eat the wings, I guess. The wings are just good like that. Okay, whatever. Okay. The careening dirigibug. Yeesh. This freaking thing has I gotta admit, this thing has the most dramatic dying animation and struggling animation I have ever seen. It is so dramatic when it struggles and when it dies. I wish you could see it. Wait, I wonder. I wonder about something. Hang on. Ooh, we can stop that thing. I'm curious. I want to see this thing get killed. I kind of want to see this thing get killed. Let me see if I can get it killed. I want to see this thing die because this thing has the most dramatic way of dying. It didn't die. That's so weird. Hang on, I'm gonna try to get this thing killed because I've seen animals. I've seen them get killed. Look over here. Look over here. Look over here. Got it. Okay, let's see this sucker die. I want to see him die. I want to see this thing get killed. I gotta see this thing get killed. It has a dramatic way of dying. I guess you can't kill it, I guess. Oh well. That's fine. Maybe I'll find one in the challenges. But the careening dirigibug, Flotateum circus maximus. This guy has a hypertonic antennae, and their gripping and throwing seems to have alimentary purposes. Snitch bugs are strict herbivores, so they plant the remains of its food underground so seeds can grow. And Pikmin are plant-like creatures. So technically, it does eat Pikmin, but it's preparing them by throwing them in the ground. So probably later, it'll eat them later to eat them up. Dang, that's crazy. Maybe. The dirigibug family. This creature floats effortlessly through the air using its gas-filled balloons. Both its appearance and its nature are antagonistic. And it is the only variant of its species in the ecosystem. It may be best to consider the possibility that it somehow wandered into this ecosystem from an entirely alien one. Positive proof does not exist at this point, but that is how the creature is currently classified. That's insane! This freaking thing! The antenna beetle! Off it goes, and here it comes back again. The antenna beetle. Same with the bumbling. It feeds on subterranean fat plants, so its anatomy is bulkier and slender. But the thing is, it snatches leaders. So I'm curious, how is it able to get its subsistence if it does not do that? It's gotta be a scavenger of eating plants then. Also, there's more than one of these suckers. Anyways, the antenna beetle. Mesmeri radiocontra. Kettlebug family. The kettlebug family. Interesting. This creature is able to control the Pikmin by way of the peculiar frequency of its roar, but its only objective seems to be defensive in nature, as it stops Pikmin from attacking and forces them to run away. It does not force, I will tell you this right now, it does not force them to run away, it forces them to follow it. Every single time. It forces them to stop attacking, yes, but it also forces them to just follow them everywhere. This beast prefers humid, dimly lit environments and has been known to inhabit empty and discarded containers. For this reason, it's wise to thoroughly ventilate any specimens that are recovered. Lifting off with one of these creatures in the hold can lead to a rupturing of the specimen during decompression, resulting in an explosive mess. Hold on! How fast is this thing going lifting off? Lifting off with one of these creatures in the hold can lead to a rupturing of the specimen during decompression, resulting in an explosive mess. That means, okay, this thing must have the jumping power of a freaking flea, dude. You know how high a flea can jump? I think it jumps like 16 times its own normal height or something like that. Look it up one day. Just look up how high a flea can jump. It's amazing how high a flea can jump. Now imagine it bigger than that and jumping that really high. That's insane. This is basically what the antenna beetle does. That's probably its only method of probably attack. If you hold on to it, it must jump at a very high height and then comes back down with no problem. But if you are holding on to it, you'll suffer decompression and you'll explode. That's crazy. Extract meat from the exoskeleton and sear on all sides in a hot wok to seal in the flavor. Top the dish off with a splash of spicy peanut sauce. Yummy! Oh, I love these guys. These are one of my favorite enemies. I love the way they look. They're beautiful, elegant, and I feel sorry for them too. I feel sorry for these creatures. They're pretty, they're elegant. Let's read about them. Okay? Let's read about them. The lesser spotted jelly float. Cephalus dotilium jelly float family. This native jelly float is indigenous to the region. Unfortunately, it is currently endangered. That's what makes me feel sorry for it, as its habitat is being overwhelmed by hostile invasive species. That's so sad. It's an endangered species. And look how pretty and delicate it is. Similar to taste and texture to gelatin, this jiggling mass of jelly can be sculptured into all kinds of creative shapes. As a bonus, it also doubles as professional grade hair gel. It's the perfect cool summer treat. Don't eat these things. These are endangered, Louie. Then we got the greater spotted jelly float. Still pretty, but I like the lesser spotted ones. Cephalus vortexia. Jelly float family. Vivid pink coloration is the most noticeable characteristic of the floating life form. This invasive species is not native to the region, having appeared to have recently arrived on wind currents. The luminescent organs atop its head attract prey, which it then sucks up and consumes with its lower orifice. Unlike jellyfish, the jelly float's tentacles do not have nematocysts, so there is no danger in touching them. It's another thing I like about them. You can touch them and they won't sting you. Oh boy, we got dweebles. We got dweebles here now. We got dweebles. I wonder if I can make him burn, make him set off his fire. Let's see if I can. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. You ain't gonna do it. This sucker ain't gonna do it. Oh well. Fiery Dweevil. Whoa, Mandarachnia. I got that right, actually. Mandarachnia napalmans. Dweevil family. Members of the Dweevil family are known for carrying objects of astounding size on their backs, then mimicking them. The fiery Dweevil is one species of this family. Generally, this is a very gentle insect that feeds on grass nectars. But when faced with danger, the fiery Dweevil ignites flammable internal gases, juts out of its jaw, and spews scorching flames. As this clearly makes it a rather dangerous insect, it is best not to linger directly in front of it, or under it for that matter. Don't ever go under this thing. It's a nasty sucker. The search for gourmet, high-protein salad topping alternative to bacon bits is over. Grind this spicy Dweevil into tasty micro chunks and toss them generously over your salad to add instant flair and flavor. So basically, you could turn this guy into bacon bits and put it over your salad. Dadgum, Louie, you are a genius. We got the Anode Dweevil. I wonder if I can make him do it. No, I ain't gonna be able to. I ain't gonna be able to do it on any of these. The Mandarachnia volticula Dweevil family. Members of the Dweevil family are known for carrying objects mimicking them. The Anode Dweevil is one species in a particular family. They seem to have no particular preference for which objects they carry on their backs, as they will carry anything they can lift. They boast an internal organ that generates electrical charges when the Anode Dweevil releases when it senses danger. So it's a Pikachu spider. Or if we want to be more specific, it's a mixture between a Joltik and a Garvantula. Yeah. Hydro Dweevils. Hydro Dweevil. Mandarachnia aquatis Dweevil family. The Hydro Dweevil is one of the main carrying objects on their backs. Several points of differentiation with other members of the species have been confirmed, such as body color and behavioral patterns, but none of these suggest major deviations in the creature's genetic structure. So basically, they're just different colors, but they're all made exactly the same. They're made exactly the same, but... Hang on, I'm just now looking at the comments again. My bad. The leaders are bulkier than the Pikmin, and their vision is poor, so they might localize the food via fat sensors. That's true. For the bumbling snitchbug. I explained the snitchbug leader carrying in my previous text. I was explaining this snitchbug question with the chemistry text. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that is interesting. So, has a hypertonic antennae, and their gripping seems to throw them alternative purposes. Snitchbugs are strict herbivores, so they plant the remains of the food seeds. Grow, exactly. Same with bumbling, but it feeds on subterranean more fat plants. So its anatomy is bulkier and slender, which actually explains why you only see them in caves underground. Okay, that does make a lot of sense. This makes it clear that this is a relative of the family. When attacked by enemies, the Hydro Dweevil spits out bodily fluids in response. Spacesuits corrode and oxidize when they come in contact with this liquid. Whoa, so it's more than just water. It's corrosive. Ooh. Okay. Now we got the Munge Dweevil. Wait. We didn't even know what this one was. Raw Anode Dweevil makes for an unforgettable sushi treat, but if it is not prepared by an expert hand with exacting precision, consumption could result in a jolting electrical explosion of apocalyptic proportions. So this one is a lot like, if you want to eat this thing, you better have a long experience of like cutting up pufferfish, because if you don't cut it up right, well, you're gonna suffer. The Dweevils are just just plant eater, gentle wolf spider descendants. That's about it. That's all that they are. They're gentle. They don't want to bother anybody, but they will hurt you they'll hurt you out of defense. I get it. I mean, I get it. I totally get it. Inedible. This is the first inedible creature we've came across. Wow. Effects of consumption include uncontrollable arm flailing and enthusiastic dishwashing. Well, that explain. Well, I don't quite understand the dishwashing enthusiastic. Wait a minute. Effects of consumption include uncontrollable arm flailing and enthusiastic dishwashing. So what? You'll act like a dishwasher if you eat this thing? You'll hallucinate? It's inedible, first of all. You can't eat this thing. So that's a good thing to know. You can't eat it. Munged weevil. How do you bet this thing's edible or inedible? Let me know. The munged weevil, Mandarachnia pungititis, dweevil family. The munged weevil is one of the mimicking objects carried on the backs. These insects often carry the carcasses of other life forms on their backs, but apparently this is not for the purpose of transporting them as food, but instead is another example of their mimic behavior. The munged weevil produces two different chemical compounds within its body, which form poisonous gas when mixed and expelled. This gas is used only for self-defense. The corrosive agent of the hydra weevils might have aphrodisiac effects. Aphrodisiac effects. I love the $5 words, dude. I love these $5 words you're giving me. Yeah, aphrodisiac. I gotta know what that word means. Actually, what does that word mean? Aphrodisiac. I'm sorry, aphrodisiac. What does... I'm curious. Aphrodisiac? Aphrodisiac. Okay, we got aphrodisiac, but not aphrodisiac. Okay, can you tell me what aphrodisiac is? What does that word mean? Might have aphrodisiac effects. Yeah, get back to me on that word right now. I need to know. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay, I thought that was right. Okay, you meant to say aphrodisiac. Okay. Okay, I got you now. The corrosive agents of the hydroduals might have aphrodisiac effects. It might, maybe. Yeah, you're probably right. Getting high, you probably are right. Maybe you'll hallucinate. I think that's what happens. Exposure to even extreme heat doesn't seem to rid this creature of deposits of potent gas. It's probably best for everyone if you avoid eating this hazardous fare. Okay. The second inedible one we can't eat. Don't eat this. Do not eat this, Louis says. Oh boy. The volatile dweevil. I gotta see what he looks like when he moves. There he goes. There he goes. There he goes. Yep, there he goes. He's gone. The dishwashing can't get out of nowhere. Oh yeah, sure can't. You sure right about that. Okay. The volatile dweevil. Mandarachnia explodus dweevil family. The volatile dweevil is one member of an insect family known for mimicking objects by carrying them on the back. The dweevil family exhibits a most unusual characteristics, whereby the creature's behavior patterns actually change based upon the creature carries on its back. The volatile dweevil has one of the most potent attacks of all species within the Dweevil family. Due to its habit of carrying explosive devices, approach with caution and or body armor. Do not eat. Okay, do not eat. All right. All right. Do not eat, he says. Here we go. Do not eat. This scorching beast combusts upon contact with the tongue. Only edible by the adventurous and asbestos tongue. You can eat this, but dadgummit, only edible by the adventurous and asbestos tongued. So you can eat this if you're feeling adventurous, but it will explode upon contact with the tongue. So if you touch, the second your tongue hits it, boom. The Toady Bloister. Y'all see these things. Y'all see them. Y'all know y'all see them. Y'all know y'all see them. I'll put some on the ground. I'll put some over there. I know you see them. Y'all are ignoring me. It's not nice. The Toady Bloister. Molluskid Miniconis. Minioncus. Mollusking family. This species of creature has yet to fully evolve from shelled mollusk to the more advanced bloister. Compared to that bloister, this creature is significantly smaller. The fact that its mandibles do not protrude as significantly as the ranging bloister is due in part to the fact that, like most mollusks, its vital organs are located deep within the creature's carapace. Kamikaze spider. This might be a descendant of wolf spiders that, instead of carrying its offspring on its back, the young may develop patrolling routes underground in search for bomb rocks to survive. Yeah, that's really fascinating right there. Okay, this one. Can you eat it or can you not eat it? I bet you can eat this. Pan-sear with herbs and oil until lightly crusted on the outside and rosy on the inside. Complement the savory flavors with a light and buttery creme sauce. Creme. Freaking Wally Wogs. I know what this is and I haven't came across it and I feel bad I haven't seen it yet. It's the blue candy pop bud. I know what that is. And I can't believe I haven't came across it yet. It's weird, but I've seen it. But anyways, yellow Wally Hop. Here's the thing. I'm playing this on the Switch version. In the GameCube version, they called this thing a Wally Wog. A yellow Wally Wog at that. Not a yellow Wally Hop. Why don't they just keep Wally Wog? I don't know why they didn't want to keep him as a Wally Wog. Yellow, well, might be a matured oyster. Oh, that you could be right about that. The bloister might be a matured oyster, but I don't see any real benefit in that creature. Yeah, in eating it, yeah. In eating it, maybe. The yellow Wally Hop, Amphibicarus frondiforum, Amphituber family. This magnificent specimen has the brightest gold coloration and the greatest number of lateral spots of any member in the Amphituber family. This species seems to have lost some swimming proficiency with the evolutionary adaptation that granted it greater jumping ability. The Amphituber inhabits aquatic shallows and shows an instinctive drive to jump upon and squash smaller creatures. He's like, I gotta squish this thing. I've gotta squish it. Slather on some batter and deep fry for a down-home flavor you won't soon forget. Just deep fry this sucker. Just deep fry it and you be good. How does it? Cloaca appendages? Maybe. I mean, whenever it does wipe its mouth. It does wipe that frontal area. It's got a cloaca? Maybe. I wish you could see what's underneath it. How does it freaking eat? True. It does make noises. You hear it. It makes noises, so it's got to have a mouth somewhere. Same thing with the Wally-hop, which I actually dislike a little bit more because it's got a longer range and it's meaner. Look at this thing. He's so mean. And he's got red eyes. Don't like it. Wally-hop. Amphicarus albino. Amphitryon family. It is believed that juvenile Wally-hops were once carried by underground current into caverns, where they thrived in the dark habitat. This oh my god, hold on. This troglodytic species, man, Gullersack, probably. Subspecies of Wally-hop's coloration results from generations of cave dwelling and lack of sunlight. Comparative differences between the size and shape of this Wally-hop and other species are thought to be the result of natural selection at work, choosing traits better suited to life in a subterranean environment. Funny thing is, the Wally-hop here, it makes me think of another creature in real life that actually hides in deserts. He stays in the desert ground he can stay in underground for 7 years, and when it comes out, it's actually still got moisture even after 7 years, because it coats itself in moisture to retain itself from drying out and dying. So it kind of looks like it. I forgot what it's called, but you can find them in deserts and you can find them underground. And people have actually dug these frogs up. Yeah, desert rain frog. That's what it's called. Desert rain frogs. They're underground, and you pick them up, scoop them out, and you squeeze their secretions, and it's water apparently. And people drink from these frogs, and it's insane. And the poor frog's just trying to keep himself wet and moisture because the desert's freaking hot out there. And these people just digging him up, squeezing him out. Now he's got to go find some water to rehydrate himself. Isn't that something? Wally-hops are best ground up. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, let's ground those suckers up. Shaped into a patty and flame broiled on a grill. Slap on tomato slices, lettuce, onions, ketchup, and slide the patty between a sesame seed bun for the ultimate beast burger experience. You want to turn these frogs into burgers? You want to make frog burgers, bro? You want to make frog burgers, Louie? Really? Frog burgers? Craziest thing is, I bet you somebody has done that. I mean, people eat frog legs. Is there really frog burgers out there in real life? The Walpole. These cute little things. I know what y'all grow up into. Don't go to the surface. Don't swim onto the don't swim towards land. Walpole. Amphicarus fondiforium. Fondiforium. Amphituber family. Walpoles taste like fish. Oh my god, my national dish? Put it in paleta. Really? I've never heard of that. Paleas? Walpoles, they taste like fish. What? What is a palea? I gotta see what that is. Pallas? Okay. Paellas. I gotta see what that is. Hang on, I gotta see. P-A-L-E. P-A-E. There it is. It's a Spanish dish of rice, saffron, chicken, seafood. Oh, okay. Wow, that does look pretty good, actually. What a spread of a food. That's really neato. Ooh. Okay. And it originates in Spain, but with a spin on it, it can be made into a Mexican-style dish, I see. But it's Valecina? Huh. Valecina, that's the region it's originated from, I guess. Spanish cuisine, Valecina. Okay, origin is Spain. Oh, national dish. Neato. Soy Español. Okay. Oh, neato. Okay, that's pretty cool, actually. I like that. The wallyhop spawns in early spring, laying its eggs on low-hanging tree branches and shrubs growing in or near lakes and ponds. Such unorthodox amphibious behavior is a defense mechanism, protecting the eggs from predation by blue Pikmin and water dumples. The wallyhop's wild hopping near the shoreline in early spring is thought to be a method of driving predators away from the walpole eggs. Can we eat these? Walpoles can be... They can be eaten raw! Oh my gosh, they can be eaten raw! But they're much more flavorful when steamed or grilled. Okay, there we go. They gotta hop until they find water. Yeah, they do. Also, heavenly in What? Wait a minute! Also, heavenly in risotto... That's an Italian dish, isn't it? Risotto? Isn't that an Italian dish? Feel free to experiment with this lush ingredient. Okay, but apparently it tastes good in risotto. But that's an Italian dish, isn't it? What the frick? Walpole. That's funny. Oh man, Walpoles taste like fish. You would put it in a pellet. I would actually like to try that one day. Maybe I'll try that one day. Sounds interesting. Now we got the Crimson Candy Pot Bud. A few of these plants. Crimson Candy Pot Bud, Flora rufusca Candy Pot family. No matter what color Pikmin is tossed into the bosom of this flower, it spits out the same number of red Pikmin seeds. Same number of red Pikmin seeds. The Pikmin, the Candy Pot Bud flowers, and the Pikmin onions are not easily explained by the theories of the xenobotanical sciences, and thus have not yet been appropriately studied and classified. This spicy flower combusts upon contact with the tongue? What? So it catches on fire the second your tongue touches it? Keep fire-retardant condiments within arm's reach. What the frick? Really? Second you touch it, what? Is it hot to the touch? Or does it catch on fire when your tongue touches it? It combusts like it catches on fire upon contact with the tongue. What? Wow. Interesting. Golden Candy Pot Bud. I'm gonna guess, here's my guess. I'm gonna guess if you touch this with your tongue's gonna go numb. Golden Candy Pot Bud, Flora Amarilla Candy Pop family, no matter what. Okay, we got that part. Current research has yet to produce any theories as to precisely what kind of interaction causes the Pikmin to change color to match the color of this flower's petals. Yeah. This tart flower's acidic juices can burn a hole through a frying pan. Eating it would be unwise. Inedible! This thing's acidic! Holy crap, you can't eat this! It's acidic! Wow, you can't eat this. It burns a hole through a frying pan. This thing's acid. Or at least its juices are. Wow. Candy Pop feeds on Pikmin proteins, altering the Pikmin genome and modifying its role in the colony. A red Pikmin might be thrown in one bud and get Oh my gosh, this thing is in the way. And get out as a completely different species of Pikmin. Violet candy pop bud. Okay, yep. Oh, hang on. Research from our most recent expedition has confirmed that the presence of candy pop buds in subterranean regions. Considering the microecologies this plant has been found in, one can summarize that it could be found in any cavern regardless of geographic region. They really want to emphasize that. Tossing Pikmin into this flower results in the release of purple Pikmin seeds, regardless of the color of the Pikmin tossed in. This variety of candy pop contains robustly odoriferous oils. If candy pop flowers could be cultivated, there is no doubt that the plants would offer multifaceted benefits to the cosmetic, medical, and tourist industries. This convenient purple flower secretes a dark, flavorful oil that eliminates the need for salad dressing. So it's a good substitute, or it's a better version of salad dressing. We got white ivory candy pop buds, okay. Flora niveus candy pop family. Research from our most, okay, yep. Considering, yeah, it could be an area, yep. Tossing Pikmin is produce white Pikmin seeds, yeah. In many cases, plants with small leaves typically have limited photosynthetic capabilities and thus must find alternate means of obtaining nutrients. With parasitic and predatory behavior being most common, the candy pop could be considered one such example. But it seems to feed on Pikmin protein. It's gotta rely on that or something. But it says with parasitic and predatory behavior being most common. It's gotta find means of obtaining nutrients, with parasitic and predatory behavior being most common. Okay, This elusive flower spoils within seconds of picking it, making it unsuitable for cooking. So you can't eat this because the second you pluck it, it wilts. You can't eat it. Makes sense. It's a flower, not a... I don't even know if there's any flowers that you can eat. I don't even know. Is there a flower that you can actually just... Well, actually, yeah. Well, maybe. I remember as a kid, I used to find honeysuckles and suck the honey off of that. But that was a thing. But I never really tasted the honey off of it. Although I think honeysuckles are edible, but I never really tasted honey. We got the Queen Candy Pop Bud. Queen Candy Pop Bud, Flora Regina Candy Pop family. This species constantly changes colors. When a Pikmin is thrown into it, it shoots out seeds that match the coloration the moment the Pikmin landed inside of it. The number of seeds shot out is always greater than or equal to the number of Pikmin thrown in. It can be said that this is a completely baffling plant, and many mysteries remain over precisely what sort of relationship has with the Pikmin. It would appear that the Pikmin gain all of the benefit from the relationship. Perhaps it is simply a different variety of Pikmin to begin with. Maybe. Queen Candy Pop Bud have developed a symbiotic and reproductive role in the Pikmin colony, despite being a different family. Some wild Pikmin colonies, like the purple or white ones, are fully independent. So that would mean maybe we could find a queen violet one or a queen white one that would produce a lot more, that has that reproductive function. We got the creeping chrysanthemum. Bruh. Creepy chrysanthemum. Terraaxium Ravinia. Chrysanthemum family. You did that to yourself. Like Pikmin, the creeping chrysanthemum is a member of a group of creatures with ambulatory root structures. This creature is known as a mimic, but because it is actually a form of a plant, this label is not entirely accurate. For unknown reasons, the creeping chrysanthemum's mimicry does not fool Pikmin. Perhaps because they share a similar heritage. Yeah, saying it's a mimic would be wrong since it's also a plant. Yeah, it's not the only thing it would be mimicking since it's a... Yeah, so it's technically a plant, but it's not really mimicking anything. It's being itself in a way. It relies on preying upon other creatures to provide subsistence. I forgot what they call this type of mimicry. I think it's called Batesian mimicry. I think that's what it's called, Batesian mimicry, because it baits you, but it's named after a scientist too. It escapes from my comprehension how its mouth transforms. Yeah, it does, right? Like, look at it. I mean, I get it, but at the same time, the way it transforms its mouth, it's really quickly. Let's see it go down. Let's see it go back down. What the frick? You see that? That's weird. Perhaps because it relies on preying upon other creatures, so it has no need. Okay, so here's the thing. It relies on preying upon other creatures to provide sustenance, so it has no need of leaves for photosynthesis. Generally speaking, the role of plants within an ecosystem is a producer species. Wait a minute, let me read that again. Generally speaking, the role of plants within an ecosystem is as a producer species, and thus plants are generally found at the bottom of the food pyramid. However, on this strange planet, the line between producer plants and consumer plants is blurred. Totally agree. And what does it do? So that means, but the thing is, this acts like a it acts like either, so it acts like a Venus flytrap or a pitcher plant. More like a Venus flytrap, but it eats creatures quickly. Just eats them quick and digests them quickly. When thinly sliced, this predator's sizable bulb makes a sumptuous pizza topping. Sumptuous pizza topping? Really? Its bulb? You mean the mouth? What bulb? You better mean its mouth, dude. It's gotta mean its mouth, right? Obligatory carnivore plant. Yeah, totally a carnivore plant. We got the skitter leaves. So, Daniel, I have to ask, have you played Pikmin 3? Because if you have, one of the relative of this, the cousin of this, I absolutely despise. Because I don't know if you've seen what the desiccated skitterleaf is, but the desiccated skitterleaf is one of my most hated creatures on the game. The reason is because when it catches a Pikmin, it's gone. It's gone. You can't save it in time. I've played it many times, and you cannot save it. Once it eats it, it's done. Yeah, the desiccated skitterleaf. Holy smokes, what a predatory thing that thing is. It's such an ambusher. It has no cooldown. The second it grabs one, it's gone. You can't stop it in time. It's insane. Skitterleaf, the Russ pseudo, oh my gosh, pseudo abacans. Okay, Skitterleaf family. The Skitterleaf is a relative of the pond skater. The pond skater? Really? That shed its wings and adapted to life on the ground. With no residential traits of its airborne past, the skitterleaf can neither fly nor skit across the surface of the water. The wings have since evolved into the leaf-like structure on its back, which serves to hide the skitterleaf through mimicry, which is impressive. It just does that. It definitely hides it. Yeah, this one doesn't harm. This one doesn't hurt any creatures. It's just there. It appears quite effective as few predators can see through its clever disguise. That's the only defense it has against it, is its camouflage. That's it. Camouflage and mimicry, that's the only thing it's got for it. Meanwhile, it just has to do its best, but it's so easily startled, it'll expose itself quick, but it's quick to hide itself. So its wings have just changed to nothing. Anyways, the superb amalgamation of juicy meat and leafy greens ensures that the skitterleaf will be the new spinach. Holy crap, you're really thinking this thing's gonna taste like spinach? It's got a mixture of meat and leafy greens. You kidding me? Unmarked spectralids. Fenestrella prismatus. The flitterbee family. When strolling through the forests of this planet, clouds of these creatures are seen dancing overhead like flower petals drifting in the breeze. The sight of flitterbees dancing in the lush green undergrowth is unforgettable. Flitterbee collectors drool over specimen sample boxes lined up in order, highlighting the slight color of gradation changes from blue to red to yellow. Such items fetch particularly high prices at auctions, so these things are sold at high prices. Belong to a completely different family to ones of Pikmin 3, making these one convergent evolution. Really? The unmarked spectralids belong to a completely different family to the ones of Pikmin 3, making this one... Yeah, I can see that actually. Because you see the ones here, and you see the ones in Pikmin 3, way different. Way different. Very much different. Convergent evolution indeed. Spectralids don't provide a lot of meat, but the exquisitely elegant wings are surprisingly tasty, particularly when expertly prepared with a sweet candied glaze. So these things are like, I guess candy, in a way. Interesting. Honey wisp. Honey wisps. Nectara fatus, honey wisp family. This floating life form drifts effortlessly on the winds. Upon death, its physical structure instantly collapses, and as the creature is partially elusive and difficult to catch, no sample specimens have been acquired as of yet. We could only recover a live sample. Research on this species would likely proceed more smoothly. It could be a rival of the Whisker Pillar. I just thought of that. Wow. Really fascinating to these. I love this Piklopedia, and I'm so glad they're bringing it back in 4. I'm so happy about that. Although the eggs are small, the yolk has a distinctly bold and tangy flavor. Try tossing a few in a pan along with your choice of meat and fresh vegetables and cook up a country scramble. Yummy! I wonder if you can pop them. Can I pop them? Nah. They get bumped into and they don't drop them. But they're honey wisp. Could it be a could it be a descendant of Cubzoa or the Nidarians that prey on nectar eggs? I don't know. The ones, they just disappear. This one just disappears in the air. Right? It just disappears in the air. So it's kind of hard to understand what these creatures are. Like they said, if they could just get an example of them, maybe, do you think possibly, based on how they look, they could be something of a relative, a very, very, very distant relative of maybe the plasm wraith or the water wraith, because they kind of have that kind of function to it, but it's still a mystery to me. Yeah, it's just a theory. Just a theory. Oh my, the Mamutas. I'm just gonna have you look at them. The Mamutas. Unknown family. The imbalance, it's so still. It doesn't move. Oh, that's so odd. It never blinks and it's just staring. What is it staring at? I don't know. The imbalanced asymmetrical arms, of the Mamuta are among its most notable features. Feeding on seeds and fruit, the Mamuta is known to actually sow and grow plant species. While other species have exhibited seed-bearing behavior for the purpose of storage, the Mamuta is the only species so far known to actually cultivate fields of plants. Yeah, it doesn't hurt Pikmin, it just turns them into flowers. They don't seem rational and the proportions don't fit. The wraiths are quadruped, the honey wisps are tripod. Yeah, okay, I can see, yeah, you're right about that. It's just how they disappear. The Mamuta is a rational species. It is a rational species. It's a rational species? It's a rational species. The Mamuta is a rational species. Got retracted. Or what were you trying to say, my friend? The Mamuta is a rational species. Yeah. It doesn't even hurt. It's actually helpful. The problem though, it can hurt you. It can hurt the captains. It can hurt Olmar. It can hurt Louis and the president. It can hurt them, but it benefits Pikmin very well. Ain't that something? Inedible. But it tastes like chicken. So... Okay, I think I can understand this. Maybe it tastes like chicken, but you really can't eat it. You really can't eat it. Like, you could put your... Like, I don't know, maybe you could lick it, I guess, and you're like, whoa, this thing tastes like chicken. But if you bite it, I feel like this thing's made of stone. That's what I feel like this creature's made out of. I think it's made out of stone. They cultivate seeds for decorative and psychological purposes. Yeah, okay. I remember that from Pikmin 1. They do that for decorative. Psychological purposes? Never knew it for that. But this thing's inedible and it tastes like freaking chicken. I don't understand that. You can't eat it, but it tastes like chicken. Dadgummit. You're contradicting yourself, Louis. Bread bugs. The OG bread bugs here. Bread bug, Panacerius glutinae. Bread bug family. The adult bread bug competes for many of the same food sources as Pikmin, but its thick-skinned hide allows it to withstand most Pikmin group attacks. However, some researchers claim to have observed bread bugs being overwhelmed by massive numbers of Pikmin and reduced to food. Not much to say about it, is there? Bread bugs are... the plants make them feel good. The fat bread roll. Yeah, he is. Bread bugs are hardy and nutritious, but also bland and unimaginative. They may be palatable in a pinch, but they hold no future culinary promise. So they don't have any flavor, but they do pack a lot of nutrition. They have no taste, but they're very nutritious. Alright. Pellet posies. Amplus nutrio. Pellet weed family. In the stem of pellet posy, one can observe the muscular fiber unique to half plant, half animal species, such as the Pikmin and candy pop flowers. So the pellet possy is a species that can be considered a close relative, although the ability to crystallize nectar is unique to a small group of the pellet weed family. The fact that these plants reach maturity so quickly, and the fact their pellets contain such high concentrations of the natural nutrients in the soil explains why the Pikmin and so many of the other indigenous species are so reliant on these pellets for subsistence. They totally are. The bread bugs, they're basically scavengers. Yeah, they feed on scavengers. On a quest for the perfect hors d'oeuvre, slow cook this plant in a slow wood fire oven, but be careful to only serve the tender pellet. All right. We're almost done. Guys, we're almost done. We're close to the end here. This has been so much fun, guys. I've loved every bit of this. Common glowcap. Fungi luminarium. Glowcap family. The light emitted from this rare mushroom is neither a reflection nor a release of stored light. It grows not only on decomposing trees, but also on soil and rocks. This mushroom's fungal filaments are capable of stabilizing and concentrating pure Hocotanium-11? I'm guessing that's a chemical only on Hocotane, I guess. The pellet palsy are so complex, I can't explain them in the stream. They're that complex? Wow, okay. This is really fascinating. It's very fascinating to me about that. I didn't know there was so much in depth about just the simple pellet posies. It is none other than the Hocotanium 111 approaching the point of critical mass that causes the glowcap's blue luminescence. So it's a chemical. Approaching the point of critical mass that causes the glowcap's blue luminescence. So it's basically Hocotanium-11 that's just... Okay, interesting. So that's just producing Hocotanium-11. Rapturous, fresh, or sauteed, this illuminating fungus will be hot in the galaxy's trendiest restaurants. Alright, spicy mushrooms. Clovers. Clovers. Quaterius infectium. Clover family. Okay. I think I know. So here's the thing. I took botany when I was in high school. If I remember correctly, I think clovers are kind of... Please correct me if I'm wrong. But are clovers parasitic? I could be wrong about that. I think I'm wrong. The clover family. Let's read about this. This is a neutralized species. These plants are extremely persistent, and with the assistance of a symbiotic fungus that grows on its roots, the species is able to survive even in drought conditions. Typically, its leaves come in groupings of 3, but intense impact on the leafing system early in the development cycle can result in an extremely rare 4-leaf clover. I bet you any money you could possibly see one amongst these groups in a 4-leaf cluster. Yeah. Mildly poisonous. May result in nausea, headache, fever, fatigue, chest pains, paralysis, loss of bone density, moodiness, feral rage, sauciness, dilly-dallying, strokes of brilliance, and untimely doom. Don't eat this! Yeah, do not eat this. Mildly poisonous. Holy freaking crap, dude. Okay. Figwort. Scorophalaria xenonium. Figwort family. This plant offers an excellent example of a non-native species introduced into the ecosystem by some unknown method. Upon introduction, it quickly established a foothold and adapted to the new habitat. This plant's distinct flowers usually exhibit a stunning blue color in early spring, but recent fieldwork has recorded specimens displaying a deep red hue. Although this may represent a sudden deviation in genetics of the species, the red coloration is much more likely an anomaly. Additional readings suggest no significant atmosphere or solar radiation changes have occurred in the ecosystem, leaving open to possibility that soil composition and mineral deposits may have affected petal coloration. Which, yeah, okay, I can see that. I can see, okay, so it's not what it's absorbing from above, it's what it's absorbing from below that causes the flowers to change color. This titillating ingredient tastes impossibly fresh, but you must cook it immediately after picking. If you don't, it'll go bad within minutes. Wow. Cook it quick. Dandelion. Taraxium officinale. Dandelion family. This perennial grows best in locations with full sun exposure. Its flowers boast countless tiny yellow petals packed together in a head. The species seems to have as many weed-like variants as petals. So more detailed research on these plants would be best left to a botanical research specialist. Where is Brittany at? Brittany needs to get in on this. Young leaves are only suitable in garden salads. Use the flower to add color to your dishes. So you can only eat the leaves, but don't eat the flower itself. Gotcha. And this is the seeding dandelion, so they do talk about this. Taraxium ventilatus dandelion family. It is believed that this plant produces tufted seeds with a parachute-like arm, which allows the seeds to ride gently on the wind. This increases the distribution range of the plant considerably. Dried, roasted, and finely ground, the root of this plant makes a passable coffee substitute. You can make coffee out of this thing. That's funny. You can make coffee out of this dandelion. At least they can anyway. They can make coffee out of this. That's crazy. Alright. We got a horsetail. Horsetail Equestrius vindictio. Horsetail family. This variety of horsetail is prevalent in regions with low nutrient content in the soil. Unlike most other plants, this particular species propagates itself through the release of spores. Remove and discard the primitive scaly leaves. Then blanch the tender stalk in a buttery broth. So you gotta take the leaves off, and you can eat the stalks. We got a foxtail. I like the foxtails because I like foxes. Vulpes cauda, foxtail family. This plant remains erect after withering and losing its color. So we can only hypothesize about the true color of the plant's plumage. However, local soil analysis indicates trace amounts of dormant seeds, making it hard to imagine that the area was thick with these plants in the summer. Inedible. Plagues victims with potent, debilitating cramps. What? Cramps? Really? You eat this, you get cramps. Debilitating cramps at that. We got a glow stem. Glow stem, Nocturnicea illuminati. That is exactly what that said. Illuminati. Glowcat family. Although they are obviously unrelated, the glowstem bears a striking resemblance to the street lights on Hokate. It is highly possible that glowstems could be a relic of some unknown civilization beyond the scope of our imagination. Inedible. Known effects include uncontrollable episodes of impromptu breakdancing. So that's interesting. If you eat this, you will break dance. You will just break out into break dance. Just, I got this something. Oh, you eat a glow stem. You will just have the uncontrollable urge to break dance out of nowhere. Interesting. The Margaret? Wait. Margaret. Yeah, that's what it's called. Margaret. Margaret. Luminosus Croceus. Chrysanthemum family. This plant's delicate yellow flowers often inspire waves of nostalgia, giving a bittersweet feeling to any who gaze upon them. Is that a real plant, by the way? Does anybody know? Is that a real plant? Margaret? Can be eaten fresh out of the soil, but it's much more flavorful when incorporated into a heavenly veggie lasagna. Ooh. Fiddleheads. So it is a real plant. Okay, interesting. Violine orchestrius. Fern family. At first glance, this plant resembles the spring used in the ship's sublight engine, although it does look like the bottom half of a violin. It looks like the top part of a violin. Many of its most primitive characteristics remain intact, including its habit of spreading through the dispersal of spores. So it produces spores. Sun dry the leaves for several days, then grind them with a mortar and pestle. The resulting herb grants an aromatic, earthy flavor to mutton and poultry dishes. Okay. Shoot! And look what number it is, 69. Nice. Shoot. Unknown family. This is a young shoot of some kind, but what kind of tree species does it belong to? What shape will it take when it matures and grows to full height? Unfortunately, we are only able to obtain information from our portable scanners on a select few of the countless number of species we've encountered. But even if our expedition yields only brief observation on the life we encounter, it will still provide a better understanding of this bizarre planet. Inedible and yet... Louis, stop contradicting yourself. Inedible and yet strangely delicious. What? Inedible fat. Inedible, but it's delicious. What the frick? Well, we're almost done, folks. We are on to the bosses now. Unfortunately, we can't wake this girl up. Empress Bulblax. Oculus Matriarcha. Grub dog family. Its initial observations placed doubt on the capability of the grub dog family to support a strong ant or bee-like social structure, but recent studies show the family is capable of such complexity for brief periods when certain external parameters are met. The egg sac of the largest female grub dog within a given range swells to dramatic proportions in response to environmental changes, such as the sudden depletion of prey species. I gotta read that again. Hang on. The egg sac of the largest female grub dog within a given range swells to dramatic proportions in response to environmental changes, such as the sudden depletion of prey species. Hold on, what? Wait a minute. So when the prey, oh my gosh. Okay, I was reading it right, but I understood it wrong. So when they're running low on, when the grub dogs are running low on populations, one of the grub dogs becomes basically a matriarch, and these females temporarily take on the role of pack matriarch when their species is dwelling. So one of them turns into a matriarch. Also in pack formation, it has been observed that nearly all males not involved in species reproduction undergo natural sex changes. So that's interesting. They're going to do whatever they can to keep the grub dog family going, even if they have to change their sex. Wow. Change their gender. Wow. So grub dogs have the ability to change their gender. That's amazing. The characteristics of such species are quite intriguing indeed. Yes, such specimens are quite intriguing indeed. Yes, they are. For a sophisticated delicacy, make a pâté de foie gras from this giant creature's liver and spread it over a sesame cracker. What? No, oof. What are you gonna do with the rest of the body? The burrowing snaglet. Chiropedis anacondae. The Snavian family. No, keep eating. I want you to stay out, bro. I want you to stay out, man. The majority of snaglet species lie in wait to ambush and capture prey. With a body type perfectly adapted to such sudden strikes, it violently attacks small surface-dwelling insects, distributed across a relatively wide range. Subspecies of snaglet suited to the varying soil conditions have emerged, making the snaglet the most geographically represented species besides the bulborb. Visually resembling the burrowing snaglet is the burrowing snarrow, the range which partially overlaps with the snaglet's range. Question: Is there concept art? Is there concept art of the burrowing snarrow? Because I gotta see that. I gotta see what that looks like. I wonder what the burrowing snarrow looks like. I mean, is there concept art of it? Because throughout all the games I've played of Pikmin, I've never seen one. I don't think there is one. Yeah, I don't know if there is a burrowing snarrow. I'm not sure. I'm really not so sure. I don't know. I don't know if there is a burrowing snarrow or if there isn't one. I'm not quite sure. That is something to kind of learn about. So there's no... Yeah, okay. There's no burrowing snarrow. I really hope... Now, I hope I hope they actually make us see what... I hope the burrowing snarrow appears in 4. I really do hope so, because they've talked about it in 2. They should bring him out in 4. While the 2 may appear similar, so it looks a lot like the burrowing snagret, but the burrowing snarrow's different. When pulled from the ground, they can be distinguished by the presence or absence of tail and wing markings. So it'll look like it minus the wing markings or the tail. Interesting. Slice the serpentine torso into thin medallions, skewer on a metal rod with hocotate onions, and barbecue over an open flame. Basically barbecue chicken, I think. Beady long legs. I remembered this creature. This thing, when it dies, it burns its entire organs up, right? Beady long legs. Pseudo-Arachnia armoralis, arachnorb family. Although this creature is commonly associated with spiders, it is actually the result of a separate evolutionary line of insectoid creatures. Since the spherical body section supported by the creature's legs carries most of its internal organs, there appear to be no other features that would correspond to a head or abdomen. So my question is, how does it see? How can it eat? I mean, how does it function? I mean, it's all of its internal organs are inside there. How does it function? Poisonous. Consumption results in prolonged writhing and uncontrollable mirth. Daggum, bro. Emperor Bulblax. You would think this thing would be a suitable suitor for the Empress Bulblax. Emperor Bulblax, Oculus Supremus, Grub Dog. Oh my god, get away from the camera. Grub Dog family. The largest member of the Grub Dog family is normally found buried in the ground, with only the stalks of its eyes exposed. This camouflage allows the predator to surprise smaller creatures and use its long adhesive tongue to capture prey. The thick hide and antler hump give the organism a distinct rock-like quality. During the rainy season, moss grows freely on its hump, making it nearly impossible to distinguish this lethal predator from a stone. It's got a good way of camouflage. It's got a good way of ambushing, I will say that. I mean, the fact that it can do that, that's pretty impressive. And it only has its eyes popped up. You don't realize how big that thing is. Well, maybe you kind of have an idea based on the eye stalks. To prep the tongue for cooking, marinate... Okay, we're just cooking the tongue. To prep the tongue for cooking, marinate in olive oil and chop into cubes. Stir in a pot with carrots, potatoes, and chives. Cover and simmer over low heat for several hours. Accompany this mouth-watering rustic stew with hearty roll. Nice. It's like a steak you can eat. You can eat the steak. Okay. The giant bread bug. Giant bread bug, Panasaurus gigantus, bread bug family. This gargantuan species of where's it going? Greater bread bug family has a torso so perfectly square that it almost seems like it was formed in a mold. For a brief period after birth, the giant bread bug competes for food with smaller bread bugs, but upon reaching maturity, it seeks out much larger prey. This is the primary reason that two species with similar feeding habits can coexist in the same habitat. Hordes of Pikmin appear to pose the only plausible threat to this massive creature's life. Although cooking this colossal beast yields a mountain of meat, every ounce of it is flavorless, only suitable for intergalactic all-you-can-eat buffets. This whole thing's flavorless. There's no flavor to it, so you gotta flavor it yourself when you do it, when you cook it. Huh? The pilated snagrid. This one comes out of the ground. Chiropedis ambulatria, Snavian family. This variety of snagrid has the ability to both burrow underground and walk above it. Its earthly red color and distinct yellow ear and eye markings make it immediately recognizable. Despite featuring a chimera-like merging of serpent and avian features, the pilated snagrid has poor eyesight for a bird, perhaps due to the extended periods spent underground. To compensate for this, its nose features a thermal sensing organ common to many snakes, making it a dangerously effective hunter. So just like a snake, when it licks its tongue out, it uses its nose on the beak to, or rather it says its nose. It does have a nose, you see it. A thermal sensing organ. Interesting, okay. So it can smell heat, I guess. Wait, whoops. You haven't lived until you tasted a mint braised snagrid shank. Or if you're feeling especially saucy, stuff a bird with a can of your favorite savory nectar. Throw it on the barbecue and let the juices mingle to make a mean beverage canister snagrid. Tasty. Tasty. There you are. There we go. And there you are. There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. Man at legs. Man at legs, bro. So funny thing is, you see the mechanical arm, and then you see the rest of its leg, natural legs. You see its natural legs. I know I can make him shoot. There it is. Oh. Man at legs. Pseudo-Arachnia navorina. Arachnoid family. This species of arachnoid family fuses with machinery at a crucial point in the maturation process, giving it the ability to fire energy bursts from the launcher beneath its orbicular torso. However, the man at legs itself is not in control of this weapon. Instead, it's not in control of its weapon. Instead, the mechanical portions of its structure appear to automatically acquire and attack targets. The man at legs has a gentle disposition, and as a member of the Arachnoid species, it has no natural enemies. It is particularly difficult to understand why this species would develop such awesome offensive capabilities, leading to rumors among the scientific community that it was the machinery that approached the Arachnoid and proposed the symbiotic relationship. So it's saying that the machine found the arachnor, but Omar, you just said it fuses with machinery at a crucial point in the maturation process. Although the meat is a bit on the metallic side, the oil makes a mouth-watering gravy or lubricated vinaigrette. Interesting. The ranging bloister. Are you gonna do it? You gonna do it? Oh, there it is. Okay. Ranging bloister, Molluscoid predatoria, mollusking family. This species of mollusk has shed its shell through the process of evolution. What appears as a flower-shaped protrusion on its back actually functions as its gills. The flower protrusion on its back. So do you mean that? Do you mean that bulb thing? Or the flower thingy that's kind of flinging in and out? The ranging bloister ensnares small animals with its sticky tentacles, reels them in and consumes them. Observers have noted that this creature exhibits a keen interest in flashing objects. It often tries to capture prey and ingest these objects researches. It often tries to capture and ingest these objects. Researchers and explorers equipped with flashing identification beacons should be wary when in close proximity to this dangerous predator. So basically, it likes shiny things. Shiny, glowing things. Shiny, flashy things. The gills are best prepared deep fried in an herb and breadcrumb batter. Also tasty poached and drenched with fine soy sauce. I see. Water wraith. The water wraith, Amphibios-sapiens. Unknown family. All that is known about this creature stems from a few sightings deep underground. All reported sightings feature the same core asset of details. A giant vicious form with a clear hazy sheen, not unlike hard candy. One theory holds that it may be the ectoplasmic incarnation of a kind of psychic phenomenon. But as is usually the case with such theories, it is very difficult to prove. All witnesses report being subtly overcome with fear upon sighting the creature, approaching a state of panic near instantly. Near insanity. Golly. In fact, every report contains an inordinate amount of extremely vague details, which has led to suspicions that exhaustion and fear have caused some simple natural phenomenon to be viewed as a living creature. Interesting. Inedible, known to cause mass hysteria, followed by leg spasms and internal thunderings. So eating this will make you go crazy. Fascinating. Leg spasms and everything. Segmented crosser. Peristocoideae reptinia. Creep crab family. This giant beast is wrapped in a hard shell. In an atypical evolution, the right front leg of this creature is hypertrophic. taking on the function of an arm rather than a leg. Its asymmetric physical development is unique in the natural world. One unlucky explorer's incorrect conclusion that this creature adheres to a pattern of peaceful, quiet behavior led to an unfortunate incident. In fact, this species exhibits intensely hostile and aggressive tendencies, aiming at prey and ramming them at full speed. Yeah, who would come across this creature as a nice, friendly little guy? Especially if you're Omar's size, you wouldn't think this thing's peaceful at all, especially coming towards you with that big old lug of a leg he's got. Oh my god, he's coming towards the camera. Okay. Dessert meats are all... What? Dessert meats are all the rage on Hogate. When the planet's finest chefs hear about the kind of sorbets, pies, and parfaits you can make with the claw meat on this sweet beast, they'll clamor for every morsel we bring home. Raging long legs. Pseudoarachnia furiendis. The arachnorb family. Sorry about that. Arachnorbs boast a wondrous biological composition with a silicone-based exoskeleton and innards coated with malleable heavy metals. However, much about these creatures remains a mystery, as specimens regularly explode when they are dissected. These explosions cause scorching flames that completely melt all internal organs, leaving us with a disappointing lack of information on the inner workings of the species. We must await the development of new dissection processes and more specialized research before we can better understand this enigmatic creature. However, the following observation notes have been recorded appears to be leveling terrain for some unknown purpose. Location of eyes and ears are not readily apparent. Freezing a specimen may yield new research opportunities. Yeah, if you can freeze it and then maybe you can cut it open that way, it might work. So he's basically like the tarantula of these big beady arachnoid creatures. And finally, wait, whoa. Oh yeah, we did that one. We didn't do you. Neither boiling nor baking can diminish this creature's overpowering musky scent, only suitable for serving to unpleasant in-laws. Wow. And the last one, a Titan Dweevil. The Titan Dweevil. Mandra arachnia. Gargantium. The Dweevil family. The largest member of the Dweevil family. This fearsome predator carries protective components that frequently exhibit offensive capabilities, an evolution that may be attributed to a mere chance. Another evolutionary theory is that the contents of the objects carried by Titan Dweevils contribute to possible gene splicing. While other Dweevils do not seem to choose the objects they carry, the Titan Dweevil appears to prefer shiny objects above all others. So yeah, he's a creature that likes shinies. Oh, okay. Eaten raw? This predator's luxurious legs are bold and full flavored. What a satisfying crunch! Louis, you are something else, man. And now, well, we're back here. This has been absolutely fun, and I loved every bit of this. Man, it's amazing about the lore, about the world of Pikmin, man. The world of PNF 404 is fascinating, and we're gonna see even more unique creatures and we're gonna get updated entries about Bulborbs and previous creatures. We're gonna see new ones. I want to see what this snowy blowhog. I can't wait to see what that is. You know, I'm really excited for it. But I'm gonna end the stream off here. It has been absolutely fun. I've been loving comparing notes with everybody. It's been absolutely a blast with everybody. So I hope you all enjoyed yourselves. Love you all. You all take care of yourselves. I'm gonna try to stream either this Friday or over the weekend. It's gonna be one of the two. But until then, I'll see you guys next time. I love you all. You all take care of yourselves. Keep your spirits strong. And